Hey, how you guys doing today? Good. We're playing Buried. Buried is an interactive story. The plot will change based on the choices you make. The story is broken into 5 chapters. Play straight through or at your own pace. There's no waiting and no pauses. So this is a lot of a me talking kind of game. Choices that will change depending on what we're doing. Stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get into it and get started. I open my eyes and the first thing I want to do is scream. I'm flat on my back and everything seems to hurt. The trees overhead look familiar. It's a clear night sky, almost beautiful. Except for the fact that this means I've been out cold for at least 6 hours. But there's something wrong. I don't remember what, but something happened and my head, my God, my head hurts. And a ringing in my ears. Was there an accident? An explosion, I think. I remember Dennis screaming, but after that, I can't remember. As I sit up, I notice my hard hat has been thrown off. I look around the area, but it's not here. It feels strange to go anywhere without my hard hat, but I've got to find the other members of my crew. They could be in danger. Let's search for the hard hat. I don't think it's going to take too much time. I get up on my shaky legs and look around for a moment. A few nearby trees look like they have been splintered and broken at the base recently. They certainly weren't like this earlier. Searching for the hard hat feels normal. It makes me feel like maybe there isn't something wrong here. I see it behind a fallen log about 10 feet away from me. How it was thrown so far is beyond me. Driven by nothing more than habit, I walk over to it, pick it up, and place it on my head. Next, I walk over to the center of the loggings. Why? Okay. I had a little glitch, but I think we're back. Sorry about that. Next, I walk over to the center of the logging site and don't like what I see. The logging site looks like a bomb was detonated right in the center. I don't know where to start. The one load we had managed to stack on the truck for the day is overturned, the trailer bent and logs hanging off the back. Where the hell is everyone? My head is killing me and this ringing in my ears. I can't hear anything. Not birds, not my footsteps, nothing. It makes me wonder if I hit my head after my hard hat flew off. I run through a quick mental checklist to make sure my brain is still working. My name is Roger Hastings. I'm 41 years old. The year is 2017. I own a small logging company, and we've been logging in this strip of Kentucky woodland for almost a month now. Okay, so my brain works, that's a relief, but it almost makes me fearful because something is certainly not right here. I look around the logging site, my mind trying to figure out what has happened. Just about every piece of equipment has been overturned or tilted. Let's look at the truck. The truck. The hitch is completely broken. It looks like it was blown off in an explosion or a really bad accident. Had there been an explosion, all of the fuel on site would have started a fire, but there's no charring, no burning, nothing. I walked through the area where Dennis had been working. From the looks of it, he'd been moving slowly. He'd only taken down 4 trees today. His metal lunchbox was open, an indicator that he had been taking an early break. But he's not here. No one is here. Where is everyone? I could try to make a call on my cell phone, but its battery is already running really low. Not that it mattered. The reception is crap out here. If the reception is bad, I'm not going to waste the battery. Hey guys, where is everyone? Tony, Dennis, Frank, Joe? But their names fall flat among the wreckage. I get nothing back other than scaring a few birds out overhead. Might as well start walking and try to find some answers. The highway is almost a mile back through the woods, down the gravel road we used to reach the site. Maybe the crew ran that way for help. Why would they have left me? Were they scared? Out of sorts? Maybe I can catch up to them. But with my truck turned over on its side, it looks like I'll be walking. My God, I can't even remember what I was doing before waking up on my back. Wait, what's that underneath the bulldozer? Oh my God, it's a leg. It has to be either Tony or Dennis. The dozer looks unstable, like it might roll some more. It might not be safe to get close, but at the same time, I can't just leave him there. And we gotta go look. Hey, I yell. Are you okay? Are you alive? Holding onto my hat, I skip over the wrecked equipment and stray logs to get closer. I can see a bit more of the leg. The jeans are soaked in blood. I recognize the work boots. It's clearly Tony. His leg is bent in an impossible angle, nearly crushed flat. The closer I get, the more apparent it becomes that Tony didn't survive. I try to pull him out, but he's just not budging. That's when I see the blood coating the ground underneath of him. It's thick and fresh, so dark on the dirt that it looks black. As I'm tugging, I hear something crunch, but I somehow manage to pull him out. Oh God, what did I do to him? His legs are absolutely crushed and his stomach looks deflated. Blood is covering everything from the navel down. His face was turned to the right when he was crushed. It looks like a broken plastic mask, seeping with blood and bits of shattered skull. My God, I can't believe this. I have to turn away. That's when I hear the deafening creaking noise, and I'm bashed in the head from behind as the bulldozer shifts lower to the ground. I roll clear and end up on my back, my eyes struggling to focus. I'm a little shaken up, but I'm fine. Thank God I was wearing my hard hat. I quickly get up and dust myself off. I can't stay here. I have to find Dennis, Frank, and Joe. I have to find out what happened here. Okay. As I walk through the stacks of logs from the last week or so of work, everything feels frozen. The high-pitched sound in my ears, it's terrible. It keeps happening every few seconds and sounds like it's coming from far away. I can't help but wonder, is it my ears or is it something else? The silence out here is creepy, and there's a smell like the atmosphere after a bad summer storm. I might as well admit it, I'm a little scared. Everyone is missing and it's dead quiet out here. There doesn't even seem to be a breeze to rustle the leaves and branches. My right knee hurts like hell. My head was hurting so bad before that, I never even noticed the pain in my knee. I must have heard it during the what? Accident? Or wait, is that Dennis? I see him sitting on the ground motionless about 30 feet away. I don't want to scare him by just walking up on him. Dennis, I yell. Dennis, can you hear me? Dennis lets out a shout like someone waking him from a nightmare. He then looks back at me from the ground. Yeah, Roger, I hear ya. He hollers back as I head over to him. Dennis is built like a wrestler and he has the tough personality to match. But in this moment, he looks disoriented and even a little anxious. Though I'm glad to see him, the fear on his usually confident face is alarming. What the hell happened? What's going on? He asks. I don't know, but everyone's missing. Missing? Where do you think they went? I'm not sure, but it has me pretty freaked out. Something's not right here. Still sitting on the ground, he looks around the woods as if he is just now understanding the severity of the situation. The equipment was overturned, the dozers too, I say, shifting my hard hat and wiping my forehead. You okay? I ask him. Yeah, just shaken up. Me too. This might be the most intimate conversation Dennis and I have ever had. While he and I have always been on good terms, we've never been particularly close. I've always respected him, though. Sure, he's come to work a few times looking like he had been in a bar fight the night before, but I've also seen him do an enthusiastic impression of a dinosaur as he played with Tony's kids while they waited for their dad to finish up his shift. It's then that it hits me. Dennis and Tony were good friends. I'm not sure I want to rattle him with news of Tony's death right now, not before we know what's going on, but he has the right to know. Oh, I gotta tell him. That was altering. Okay. Dennis's eyes fixate on me, startled. He was crushed into the dozer, I say. Dennis pauses for a moment, like he is trying to understand what I said. His eyes narrow and his bottom lip quivers. Shit, he said. And I can tell that he is frightened, fighting back tears. He and Tony have been tight, almost like brothers. Hey, he adds quickly, as if trying to escape the reality of Tony's death. Did you see that light? No, I say. What did you see? I don't even know, Roger, he says. It was like this flare of white light. It came right out of the ground like an explosion. So there was an explosion, I say. Maybe it was some equipment, or this was no equipment, Dennis interrupts, agitated. This huge ball of light came right out of the damn ground. Where'd it go? It just shot up into the sky until it was out of sight. When? I'm not sure, he answers, but I had finished about 10 trees for the day and was about to top one. That's when it happened. You're almost done with 10 trees? I thought we had said like 4. Yeah, he says, looking around the ground. You know, I wouldn't want to take a lunch break until I was done. And that's when the light blew up. Why, you don't believe me? Didn't we see his lunch box and whatever? Yeah, no, I believe you. He saw what he saw, I think to myself. He has no reason to lie about it. My God, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, but if I'm being honest, it scared me pretty bad. And if that's all the same to you, I'd like to get the hell out of here. We both stand up and start heading back towards the road. It isn't until we start moving that I see Dennis is wounded. His right side is coated in blood, the red seeping through his blue work shirt. There are splatters of it here and there, but also a very large red splotch that makes me worry. You in pain, bro? I've been better. I don't know how much longer I can stand my feet, he says. What happened? I ask. I'm not sure, Dennis replies. I must have been thrown or hurt somehow from that light. It's then that I notice the strange ringing noises still filling the air. Hey, I say, stopping. Do you hear that high-pitched ringing noise every once in a while? Dennis looks scared when I ask him this question, and he just nods. I thought it was just me, he says. He looks out of sorts and uncertain. I've never seen him like this before. It's obvious that he's looking for some reassurance. Even though I'm his boss, there's something very unnerving about this. We'll be okay. Gotta reassure him, man. We're in charge, you know? Let's be realistic, I tell myself. I may as well try to be empathetic. Out here in the middle of these woods, the ringing could be anything, maybe a car alarm through the woods or something. Still, even my passive comment seems to have reassured Dennis. He looks a bit calmer, more relaxed. We both start moving forward and don't say another word. Did you try to call Frank? Dennis said. I know he had his cell on him today. Not yet. Luckily, I still have some battery left. I pull out my cell and call Frank, happy I didn't make the call to Dennis earlier. It rings out, but he doesn't pick up. And then I hear his phone go off. Behind the stack of logs, Dennis and I give each other a look. As the phone goes to voicemail, I hang up. We walk behind the logs to find Frank's phone on the ground, abandoned. We look around for Frank, but find nothing, not a single trace. It's then that I notice something really odd, a 10-foot wide hole in the ground, right near where his phone was. But there's no stray piles of removed dirt or rocks. It's clean, smoothly dug, cutting into the dirt, wide but only a few feet deep. It looks unnatural, like the ground was just deleted, no shovels or diggers used. Dennis walks over to it. This looks like the same kind of hole where I saw the light come from the ground, he muses to himself. I say nothing. My mind is spinning, but I don't know what to think. We need to get out of here, Dennis mutters. At that moment, the ringing noise carries through the forest again, sending a shiver down my spine. Dennis is right. There's something strange going on and we might not be safe here. But that ringing sound could be a clue to where the rest of the crew went. I mean, we still have Frank and Joe. I think we should go check it out. Something's not right, I say, and if it's a mechanical noise like that, you think someone is out there? Maybe. I think we should at least check it out. They might be able to help. Yeah, you go right ahead, he says with a grin. I'll be here waiting for you. Better hurry, though. Dennis doesn't look like he's in the best shape to be trouncing around the forest, but we need some answers right away, too. I mean, he'll be okay, right? You decide to leave Dennis behind. Okay, I'll go alone. You stay here and try to hang on. I'll try to find anyone. I give Dennis a final look, sensing that this could be a big mistake. He's looking at me like he's terrified of me now. What? I thought that's what he wanted. I turn away and start moving through the woods quickly. With Dennis all alone, I need to find the crew and get help right away. Every tree out here looks exactly the same. I grew up in the country and can find my way around the forest without much of a problem, but I'm starting to feel a little disoriented. I'm leaning against a tree when I see something that has no business being here. Our logging crew has been out here for 3 weeks and it seems impossible we could have missed this. Is it, oh. I don't know what I would have thought. It's a small building, sort of like a mixture of a shack and a bunker. It looks to be made of concrete, but moss, weeds, and plain old erosion also make it look sort of mystical. It looks like something out of a demented version of a medieval fantasy movie. Part of me wants to go back for Dennis. Seeing this eerie building in the middle of nowhere makes me yearn for company. It makes me feel like a little kid that is spooked of that old abandoned house at the end of the street. Plus that ringing noise that happens every once in a while, I think it's coming from this building. I'm racking my brain trying to remember if I've seen this before, but I haven't, I'm sure of it. It has never been here until now. Is Frank in there or Joe? They can't be, but then again, they aren't anywhere out here. Looking inside the building is certainly more appealing than walking alone in the woods for a mile with an aching knee. I find that I'm a little scared when I take my first steps towards the building. The first thing I see is a sturdy metal door closed shut. No one's gonna answer the door. I set my feet and get ready to push my way in. After holding my breath, I put my hand on the handle and thrust my shoulder into the door. But I immediately realize this wasn't necessary. The door opens easily, even though there is a lock that clicks as it opens. After catching myself, I turn to look at the lock. For some reason, it appears to lock from the outside. Is someone trying to keep somebody from leaving? Stretching out in the front of me is a small interior to match the outside. The building is totally empty. There's a concrete floor and dingy, featureless walls. There are no windows, giving a place an even more isolated feel. Still, I hear that ringing noise coming from somewhere in here. It's louder now, more prominent. The interior seems confining at first, but a small set of concrete steps leads about 5 feet down, revealing a long corridor. I mean, it seems really small. Oh. What? Okay. It's a massive corridor, in fact, like I'm in some kind of building underground. It seems to go on forever. This corridor is quite dark. It's lit only by emergency lights spaced every 10 feet or so. I assume now I'm underground because this corridor extends far beyond the limits of the building I entered. I realize that someone might not appreciate finding me here. Let's be quiet then. I feel like a ghost, like I truly have no business being here. I move slowly, my feet not making a sound. If anyone is in here, I want to make sure they don't hear me. I tiptoe forward as softly as I can. Just coming into view at the end of the hallway is another set of concrete stairs, leading further down into the depths of the earth. I can still hear a ringing noise every so often coming from somewhere in here. I look ahead to the concrete stairs, wondering just how far down they go. I approach the stairs. As I take my first steps down, I get the sense that I'm crossing some sort of line here. There may very well be no going back. Don't have a choice now, do we? Super creepy, isn't it? Why do we go down and not up? Wouldn't up be a good thing to do? No? Okay, great. As I head down the stairs, I notice they look aged. That damn ringing noise is somewhere below, louder than ever. I feel like I'm walking down into a cellar of a haunted house, the light becoming scarce as the stairs take a slight turn. I can feel the temperature drop. As I keep moving down the stairs, my mind seems to lock into the unknown fate of the rest of my crew. Frank is married, and I've met his wife a few times, a nice woman with a huge laugh. My heart sags a bit when I realize I might never get to hear him belting out classic rock tunes during lunch break. Joe, well, I don't know too much about him. He's 22 years old and is considering community college. His folks are deadbeats, so he has been providing for himself since the age of 16 or so. Out here in the woods, regardless of their backgrounds or ages, I'm responsible for them. Whether frequenting the local bars after a long day or while away from their families on this risky job, I'm responsible for them. Maybe I can still find them and still get to hear Frank singing his deep baritone voice after a few too many drinks. I slowly stick my foot out in search of the next step. I can't help feeling like a child as a very powerful fear seizes me. I'm expecting a monster to reach around the darkness, slicing into my throat. After what feels like forever, we come to the bottom of the stairs. I'm closer to the source of the ringing now. A door sits securely in the wall and looks just out of place down here as I feel. A sliver of light seeps through, illuminating the area. The door has what looks like a panel with a lot of labels and lights. Small embossed print above the panel says Level 1 Entrance Gate Transport Sector, and there's a button with no label. Not to push buttons, no. The panel looks like a diagnostic or alert system of some kind, each label meant to communicate some status. Lockdown engaged, experiment in progress, shutdown engaged. Those all appear to be off, but one of the phrases has a slow blinking red light next to it, the only powered light in this whole thing. Abnormal entity breach. What the hell? I slowly push the door open and more light pours in as I walk through. As I do, that ringing or beeping or whatever the hell it is gets a little louder. The door closes behind me with a click. At this moment, I can't help but think about Dennis back up on the surface. What is going on up there? Why did that bulldozer turn over? What was it that knocked us out? I hope I haven't left him in a dangerous situation. I'd been so preoccupied with my own fear that I nearly forgot about the ringing noise. It had just become background noise. I take a few more steps and can now see where I am. It makes no sense, yet another thing that simply seems out of place. The shapes and muted colors of metal are easy to identify, but it just doesn't belong here. End of chapter 1. All right, so I guess that's it. Ooh, what's this? Oh, stats, nice. Okay. 64% of players pulled Tony's body out from under the bulldozer. 76% were upfront with Dennis about Tony's death. 55 told Dennis you believe. That's low. 75% of players went to investigate the ringing sound. And only 36% of players. He wanted to. I'm sad about it. I feel like that's going to really affect our gameplay now. That sucks. But I felt like it's what he wanted to do, you know? And I feel like it wouldn't have mattered if I went to investigate the ringing or not. I feel like we would have ended up here somehow or another. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if any of these affected, if you did something else and it affected you in any way. I'm going to be making an episode for each chapter of this, so follow along with me. Go like some of my other content. Subscribe. Let me know what you guys would like to see, and I will see you guys in the next one.